When the Europeans first came to the Pacific Islands, they discovered that there were certain things the natives, or the people who lived there, would not eat or make use of. And when they asked why, they would simply get the answer, because it's taboo. And hence the word taboo. Something we must not touch, use, do, something that is forbidden. And breaking taboos, you know, it was sort of, when I was younger, seen as, you know, a good thing. Breaking the taboos, you know. I'm sure you've heard that expression before. But recently we have gotten more and more taboos, and they must not be broken. Just off the top of my head, off the top of my hat, you must not question the current ideas about the environment, gender, and so on and so on. And now, of course, you must not question the current dominating ideas about a certain virus, or should I say treatments that are now being offered to people. So again, I'm going to be a little bit careful about the words I use here. Why is it that these things must not be questioned? And the consequences, if you do question these things, is that you might become an outcast. Society will not tolerate you anymore. And you will have to live outside of the system, outside of the grid, so to speak. But I think we all understand that when there is something you are told not to question, it is because certain questions will will break the taboo, right? So that's why the powers that be, they do not want you to break that taboo. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem, because it means that certain people will get away with lies, and they will get away with selling ideas as proven facts. I'll give one example. I think it was yesterday or the day before, someone, a scientist, I'll give them that, a scientist said that if you don't take the poke in the shoulder, you know, you will get. So the option of not getting it's not there anymore. I find that statement to be quite extreme, because nobody can know these things. It's just impossible. That's a theory. It's not something that they know. Some people will just go about their normal life and they will not catch this, and they won't have the poke in the shoulder, and that's just how it's going to be, you know. And how these people can now say that, well, if you don't get well, what they're actually saying is that everyone will get this, and it's good for you if you have the medical procedure done, because then you will not be as affected by it. Okay, let's just leave that hanging there, and let's just remember that they said that. It's not like this is something that they have to say now because they're desperate, is it? The rate of people who choose to take that thing in the shoulder, it's declining. And again, I'll try to be careful here on social media. It's not only YouTube now, but that's another. As I always say, that's a topic for a different video, I guess. Yeah, I lost my line of thought there. But anyway, they are making this a taboo, and that should tell us everything we need to know. Because as I said, or I think I said it, if there is something that cannot be questioned because it's a taboo, it's because that whole narrative will break apart if you start questioning it, if you start looking into it, if you start looking at all the pieces. It will break apart. And here's what I think. I think that certain politicians, certain people in power, governments, there's a bit of wind here, I'm sorry about that. They have been, we have an expression in Norwegian, bondefanget. It's very difficult to translate, but it's when someone who's a little bit naive meets a very, a clever salesperson, and they spend all their money on something that was just rubbish, and they were fooled, they were tricked. Is there a little bit of that going on? Because here's the thing. I happen to know some politicians, and some of them are quite bright people. I would say that they are quite bright, well educated, yeah, you don't have to be well educated to be bright, by the way, but yeah, they are bright people. But I can also tell you that there are some proper morons out there in positions of power, and they've been chosen or elected into those positions because of, not because they are clever, not because they are just, and it's because they were popular. They were popular in their group of people. So they got elected. And also, yeah, may there be a little bit of corruption going on, even in Norway? Just a question. It's just a question. I don't know. What do you think? But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you, because if we can recognize that they are creating taboos now, and if we can ask the question, why is this now a taboo? Why? If we can just ask that question, we might at least start breaking that taboo. And it's needed now. It's needed.